Keeping it local, Brevard's very own Q102 FM.
Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is hard. Oh, your daddy's rich, and your ma is good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry.
Summertime with Julie McConnell from her album Love Is Here. And Julie McConnell is here in the studio this afternoon. Good afternoon, Julie.
Hey, Terina. Thank you so much for having me in today. I'm really excited about this.
Oh, it is great to finally get you in here.
I know. It's been a blast just, coming here before, and now I get to be with you, which is so exciting.
Oh, so. I'm not anything special.
You're not paying attention, are you?
All right. Now, is this your first time in our studio?
Well, both Brian and I have been here with Michael Collins one time on Sunday. I think that's when Brian's interview was, and a long time ago on a Wednesday night. I think it was about 5 years ago with Michael. So
yeah, Jazzylvania.
Yeah, exactly. So just really honored to be here again. So
well, perfect. Well, how about for those of us that don't know you, let's get to know you a little better. Let's go ahead and ask, where are you from?
Well, I was born in Roanoke, Virginia, which of course, is the Blue Ridge Mountains as well, but it's on the other side of the border.
Yeah.
But my dad's people are from here.
Oh.
And eventually I came this way. He had a job that took him to Greensboro, North Carolina, and I was there quite a bit. But I spent lots of time here in the summers visiting his family and stuff like that, and going to summer camp, and then went to college at Appalachian State University, which isn't quite here, but it's still the Blue Ridge Mountains. So, so this has always been home to us. And we spent almost 30 years in California for our careers, but we always wanted to come back here.
Wow.
And Brian lived here for a while himself. Actually, he went to high school here, I think Asheville High. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So we do have a long history here, just kind of in and out and around and about. So
understood.
Yeah.
So how long have you been performing music?
Well, I think my earliest memories are about 6, and that's just spontaneously singing harmonies with my mom and my brother, and that was everything from mountain music to gospel to bluegrass to 70s rock and pop and stuff like that. So it's just been a part of my life, almost as my earliest memories, but professionally since 19. So
since 19.
Yeah.
Now, were you already singing jazz at that time?
No, not really. Maybe a little bit of blues as I crossed the gospel corner. But by that time, I was in college and in the early 80s like that. They didn't care what you did on your own time, but you were studying classical, and that's the way it was.
Yeah.
So, which, in the long run, I don't mind, because it was a great education, and it gave me, incredible chops.
Yes.
But I always longed to go outside of that box. So,
and you found your way out of that box somehow and into jazz?
Yes, absolutely.
How did that happen?
Well, I was already still singing, folk and mountain music and stuff like that on the side for classical. Classical was the moneymaker at that time, so obviously I was doing that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as satisfying as I would have loved for it to be.
Right.
So I think, how did that happen? I think I was invited to come and do some show tune stuff.
Ooh.
And it wasn't long before, they were like, you're not really singing these like show tunes. You're singing them like jazz tunes. was like, oops, sorry about that. And of course,
Wow.
that got the attention, and I rolled from there. And,
Yeah.
and that avenue opened up, and then I got together with this great guy, and we put our chops together and went from there. So
That is perfect. And you have a show coming up in town this weekend?
Absolutely. This Saturday at 7 p.m. at the DFR Lounge, which has been our home now for a year and a half, I think, about. So, and actually longer than that. We were there pre-2020, or rather up till March 2020, when, of course, everybody shut down.
Right.
So, that was something we all faced. So.
Now, the DFR Lounge, that's pretty nice. Can you
absolutely.
Can you describe the venue for us?
Well, we really love the venue because it's really focused on the listening room environment. And there are a few places like that, but in Brevard, there really had never been a place that was that kind of focused. And it's really got the traditional jazz listening room environment. It's focused and based on that people are there to listen, but it's really great because it can morph into, a dance, room and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It can really morph into several different things, and it has great acoustics too. So
it does.
yeah,
Yes.
And of course, Skip down there is, great supporter of music and jazz, and us personally for quite some time. So we feel like family down there.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah.
Now, this Saturday, I understand you're bringing your quartet?
Yes. My quartet is, of course, Brian McConnell. My better half on bass, which, if anybody doesn't know, he's hugely famous by way of San Francisco. On drums is Bill Berg, which I can't imagine anybody not knowing him here, especially in Brevard.
Right.
But he was a hugely famous musician in L.A. And then Michael Jeffrey Stevens on piano, which was, a hugely famous jazz musician in New York. So, and then with me from the San Diego and Southern California area, I think we really round out to a really particularly interesting and cool sound with the histories that we have. So.
Yeah, it's quite a lineup there.
Yeah. I really feel fortunate to have such a great band. I always joke and say, gee, it's too bad my band sucks, because they're so freaking obviously fantastic,
Yes.
So yeah.
Wow, and you also have a special guest that's coming with you to sing harmony?
I do. It's been a love of mine for since I was a child to do harmonies.
Yeah.
And then I realized not only harmonies, but basically no one in this town is doing jazz harmonies,
Right.
at least not that I know of. And of course, if no one's doing it, of course, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to find a voice that I thought would be a really good match with my own. And that happens to be Ruth Cooney. And I don't know how well people in Brevard know her, but she's quite well known in Asheville.
Okay.
So she'll be well known here soon if she's not already. And she's going to be basically singing the more soprano parts of the harmony or the melodic, and I'll be singing more of the harmony lines on two pieces and jazz pieces, and they're pretty intricate and kind of interesting. So yeah.
I don't
I'm looking
know if
forward to that.
I can't recall if I've ever heard jazz harmony singing before. That seem to be a very common vocal style.
Well, it's unusual, and a lot of the tunes that I've been looking at are actually horn duets that have been added, and of course I'm going to dig into that.
Wow.
Somebody hasn't been doing it a lot. Well, then it's time to be done. So
yes, it is.
Absolutely.
Totally agree.
So we're going to be digging into that. So.
Now, you do have a fondness for harmony. I think you mentioned something about singing with your family.
Yeah. Some of my earliest memories, we would be working around the house, either cleaning the house or we'd be in the car together. And it was the 70s. I don't know. It was an interesting house, and there was this intercom system through the whole house. And so, like, my mom would have, the radio piping through there. And it'd either be, gospel or, like rock and roll and stuff from the 70s. And she'd just start singing. And then my brother would jump in with a harmony. And I just learned very early to pick another harmony. And then next thing you know, we just did that when we worked together and we hung together. So
that's always fun.
Yeah, and I miss that. I grew up on that, and I miss not singing harmonies, which I did, through classical as well, and up through that part of the career, but not in jazz. So, It's really fun to go there.
Yeah, this is intriguing to me. This is like, I'm not even sure how to describe it. It's like the beginning of something new and amazing.
You know how you can find out? By coming down.
That's right.
Saturday at 7 p.m. to the DFR Lounge. It'll be in the second set. We're going to do a couple of them with jazz harmony. So come on down, everybody. Come and hear the new, hip, and unusual sounds.
Perfect. Where can we get tickets?
You can get tickets online at the DFR. DFRlounge.com. They do have a link. If you go there, you can click on the coming events and get tickets there for the Julie McConnell Quartet. You can also go to McConnellsmusic.com and find it through there. Go to our performance page, and there's a link there as well.
Okay.
And I think that there's an event page on Facebook as well with a link on there. Same thing. So those are all the places you can get it. Of course, you can get it at the door too, and they're $15 both online and at the door as well.
I got it. Okay, $15.
Yeah.
Pick up your tickets early in case they sell out.
It's a good idea, especially if you want a good seat because they go fast.
Yes.
And of course, don't forget the amazing large bar full bar that they have there at the DFR as well. So
yes, great place, DFR Lounge, folks. Yes. Now let's see here. One more question.
Sure.
How can we find your music?
That's an excellent question, and I'm going to be caught a little bit off guard because I can't remember the exact link right now. So
I did find it in Spotify earlier.
You did?
Yeah.
Please tell us about that because it is in Spotify. It's also Amazon Music, iTunes. Also on McConnell's Music. There you go. If you go to McConnellsmusic.com, we have a page. I think it says CDs on it. If you click on it, and then there's links to all 4 of our albums on there. Perfect. And I think it's like Here Now is the design for that. And those are digital as well as hard copies. So
we look up Julie McConnell. Could you spell that name for us?
Yes. The last name is McConnell. 2 C's, 2 N's, 2 L's. So,
that's a
good Scottish name.
McConnell, Julie McConnell. Or, of course, we could find you through your husband's music as well.
Absolutely, through Brian McConnell. We have to absolutely mention Brian. He is my inspiration, my love. And Brian creates pretty much, I'd say, 95% of all of our arrangements to our tunes. So
amazing.
He is an amazing composer and arranger. So.
Wow, that's great. And so, one more time, your next show this Saturday?
Yes, this Saturday at the DFR Lounge, 7 p.m. The Julie McConnell Quartet, which is Michael Jeffrey Stevens on piano, Brian McConnell on bass, and Bill Berg on drums, and of course me on vocals, Julie McConnell, and my very special guest, the second set, Ruth Cooney. She'll be singing jazz harmonies with me.
All right. Sounds like a great time. We'll see you out there, Julie.
Excellent.
Well, thank you. And I do believe we've got one more song here from Senzafine. It's Julie McConnell's Ill Wind.
Yes, absolutely. And that's actually on the first album, the Love Is Here, instead of the Senzafine. But of course, there's tunes from the Senzafine album we'll be singing and performing as well. But yeah, this one, Ill Wind, is on the first one. And
got it.
Love it. It's a great tune.
So. Got it. Well, thank you so much, Julie.
Thank you, Terina, so much. I'm really happy to be here today.
Thank you. So. We'll see you on Saturday.
Oh, excellent. Thanks. Wonderful.
Bye now.
I used to visit all the very gay places, those come what may places, where one relaxes on the axis of the wheel of life to get the feel of life.